Dapat alam ng bawat Pilipino.
Yung mga sinasabi ho ninyo, do you have such kind of training for these communicators in the areas?
Papasukin natin ang impormasyong dapat bukas para sa lahat.
Meron ho ba tayo mga early warning systems in place para sa gayon ay mas maging aware ho yung ating mga kababayan na at risk po sa mga natural hazards?
Ano ang pinakamaganda, pinakamalakas na depensa natin dito sa aggression ng China against us? Ano ang programa ng DOTR for the comfort and safety of the passengers? Di ba dapat siguro magkakaroon na rin tayo ng housing program for farmers o mayroon na tayo?
Mga issue may kabuluhan. Pag-usapan natin.
Sir, no, Palawan is and always will be Philippine territory. So no amount of historical distortion or wishful thinking can make that change otherwise.
Yung Universal Healthcare Law, pinasayan in 2019, February. Walang nagawa for 3 years. Pasado yung batas. Hallelujah tayo lahat eh. Uy, member na lahat ng Pilipino sa PhilHealth. Gaganda na ang kalusot.
Dito lang sa Pag-usapan natin with Oscar Orbos. Tuwing Lunes at Huwebes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. PTV4 at Radyo Pilipinas at ang ating mga social media channels.
Ang programang ito ay natutuon po sa inyo. Galing po sa inyo at dahil sa inyo. Kaya kung anuman po ang dapat nating harapin na hamon, tayo po ay magsama-sama at pag-usapan po natin ito. Magandang gabi sa ating mga minamahal na nanonood, nakikinig. Ngayong gabi mga kaibigan, nagagalak po ako na mayroon ho tayong bisita. Shari?
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi ho bisita dahil talagang hinabol-habol namin ito para maging guest dito ho sa ating palatuntunan para mapag-usapan po natin ang isang napaka-importanting bagay, di lang ho sa person, but to a nation. A person must have a good vision and a nation must have a good vision. Pero alam ho ninyo, hindi ho magkakaroon ng magandang vision yung bansa kung yung mamamayan ay hindi ho talaga maganda ang kanilang sense of sight, yung paningin. Ngayong gabi mga kaibigan, ang guest po natin ay si Dr. Leo D.P. Cubillan. Kami po ay nagagalak na kayo po ay nandito. So, ito pong daanan ho ninyo about this project. Paano nyo ho napulot ito? Paano nyo nakita? Please tell us the story.
Magandang gabi po, Manong Oka and Shari. Opo, it was matagal bago namin nabuo ito. It took us actually 6 years para mabuo itong law, itong Republic Act na ito. Pero ang tiningnan namin kasi ang overall goal natin is paano natin maiwasan ang pagkabulag ng bata. And tiningnan namin mula birth hanggang old age, at what point pwede tayong mag-intervene sa pag-aaral natin kung ano yung
In other words, kung maaga, baka maremedyohan.
Maremedyohan para to prevent
Ito pa yung nakita
blindness.
mo nung nasa PGH ka pa, or what? Is it a vision that you had? How did it happen?
Nung sa PGH kasi doon ako nagtapos at nag-specialize ako sa ophthalmology sa PGH
Parang
din.
si Rizal nga, no?
Tama, Marno.
At medyo na pumasok din ako sa public health after that. Kaya medyo tinitingnan ko na yung hindi lang naman doon sa isang pasyente, kundi the health of the nation. Ika nga nung sinasabi niyo, Manong. So in which case, we are as part of ako po nung nasa Philippine Eye Research Institute, part of the National Institutes of Health. Ang kailangan namin gawin ay what policies na i-recommend natin sa Department of Health para po magkaroon ng impact sa health ng mga bata.
Which you did.
Which in this case, yung sinabi ko, pag tiningnan natin, Manong, from birth hanggang matanda, at what age na cost-effective natin i-intervene. Ito yung mandatory vision screening at age 3 to 5. Nung time na yon, ang grade 1 ay 7 years old. So,
Late na yon.
late na yun dahil pag may nakuha kang condition na mamaya pwede natin pag-usapan yung lazy eye,
Okay.
hindi na natin yan matreat unless you see it before 7.
Oo.
Kaya better talaga at 3 to 5, tamang-tama nung nag-K to 12 ang Pilipinas. 5 years old pumapasok na sa system ang mga bata.
Alam mo, Dr. Leo, I'm happy you have stated the antecedents for this. Mayroon ng batas, and well, we're all, hindi lang hoping, we're all dreaming na mapatupad ho ito ng tama. Mayroon lang akong siguro in detail, hihingin kong, well, ipaliwanag ninyo. One is, how is the intervention done? Meaning there is an active compulsory screening. Number two, paano nyo tinitraining yung mga mag-screen para tama yung resulta? At number three, kung nakita ang defect, who are you going to get as a help to make the remedial measures? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng ikaw iikot sa buong bansa. No? You have to have a support system and structure to do this para malaman ng mga tao na kayo po, ang gobyerno at lahat tayo ay umaasikaso. Dagdagan ko na. How are you going to get the private sector to get involved in this program? Because if people cannot see, we all cannot see.
Right. Oh.
Please, go ahead.
Magandang tanong po yan, Manong Oka. In fact, pag tinignan nung ginawa namin itong law, alam naman natin na yung services sa mata limited. Iilan lang naman yung mga eye care practitioners. So the challenge was how to create an intervention na kaya tugunan yung buong population. And that is the reason and how you, kumbaga, minsan ang challenge is how you would simplify the screening process para you are able to catch pa rin yung kailangan mong hanapin. At the same time, you could help yung mga kailangan mong tulungan.
Which you did and which you're doing now?
Yes. So, kaya
Training ng mga teachers?
Yes, kaya itong Republic Act na ito, which is the mandatory National Vision Screening Act, which is the mandatory screening of kindergarten, merong Department of Health, ang main Department of Education, Department of Health, para doon sa lunas na ibibigay at the Philippine Eye Research Institute. Ito yung parang for the research component and training.
How about yung LGUs? Mayroon ba silang participation dito?
Yes, through the Department of Health, Department of Education.
Yung local mayor, yung barangay
yes, kasi
captain,
nga nasa kanila yung mga yung mga schools. And also right now actually malaking tulong ang LGUs kasi sila yung nag-hikayat sa DOH at saka DepEd o kami naman. Dapat maunahin natin dito ang screening.
You know, I grew up in the rural areas. Ang laking bagay na iikot kung sino man, mayor, barangay captain, na, oy, i-enroll ninyo ang iyong anak nyo kasi kung minsan ayaw nila for other reasons, mahaba ang transportation, etc., etc., para sila po ay magiging malusog. It's a good incentive for them, isn't it? So that's why I mentioned the LGUs.
Yes, maganda ho yun kasi actually pag tinignan natin ang datos natin sa bansa, although we have 2 million students, no, both public and private, mga ilang 18% hindi naman pumapasok sa school. And paano sila? In fact, kung maikwento ko sa iyo, Manong Oka, nung ginagawa namin itong screening na ito, and we have the video actually na maaari naming i-share sa inyo.
Please.
Nung pumunta kami sa isang classroom, we have 20 to 40 in one class, no? Para i-screen mo yung mga bata. So, mamaya ma-explain ko sa inyo how fast it is to screen. Madali lang, no? Nung in-screen namin, yung isang bata, siya yung medyo pinakamalaki, pinakamaingay sa class. Hindi naman kasi nandun siya sa likod kasi medyo nahaharangan niya yung iba. Siya pinakamaingay. Nung na-screen namin, na-identify namin na hindi pala niya nakikita yung blackboard. Ngayon nung sabi nung teacher, siya nga ho yung pinakamaingay dito eh. So, because of that screening, part of yung solution natin pag-screen, kasi hindi naman lahat mapapadala mo sa doktor, is for them to just sit in the front row. Just in the front row para nakikita na nila yung blackboard. Nung binalikan po namin yung school na yon, siya po ang first honor sa class. Hindi lang niya makita yung blackboard.
You know, I will look at some implications there. Ibig sabihin, Dr. Leo, sa sinasabi mo, kung hindi natin matulungan this early, number one, deficient na siya sa pagkuha ng karunungan. But more important, he will be a defective element of society, not as productive, and he cannot help even if he wants to or she wants to help others. So, malaking gastos yun. If a big part of the population cannot function productively, properly, then malaking danyo sa atin. That's why yung sinasabi ho ninyo na early intervention is actually saving everyone bigger cost later. Is that how it's calculated also?
That is true, because that's why the cost effectiveness is very good for this. Kasi una, madali mo lang gamutin dahil maaga pa na ano mo na. Second, nakakatulong pa siya sa education ng bata. Tapos, and then, para makita natin yung datos din dito, doon sa kindergarten, nakita natin 8.8%. Kailangan natin silang 8% of the population.
Absolute numbers, more or less ballpark figure.
Mga 100,000.
Wow.
Yes po.
100,000.
1 to 200,000.
Yes. But it has to be said.
150 to 200,000, hindi pala nila nakikita ng maayos yung blackboard.
Laking discrepancy po noon, Doc Cobillan. And actually po, kung pupunta tayo sa mga public schools natin, dalawang problema yan, Manong eh. Una, access pa rin. So, sana sa susunod na mga na pagkakataon, mapag-usapan natin yon, Dr. Leo. Once na yung access, pumunta mismo sa school, mahirap nang gawin para sa mga estudyante at para sa mga magulang. Ngayon po, ang tanong natin, Doc Leo, paano po yung mga parents na worried? Kasi baka naman may bayad ito, or kapag sinalang nila yung mga anak nila, sometimes in denial yung magulang eh.
There's some discomfort actually.
Yes. Paano po natin sinasalubong po yung ganong concerns nila?
Shari, magandang tanong yan. Kasi in fact, nung initial phase dito sa implementation of our program, nung ini-introduce namin, pag pumupunta kami sa schools para gawin yung vision screening, pag na-identify mo na yung bata, so sa 40 in a class, may 3 o 4 na kailangan mong na hindi nakikita yung blackboard. Pag binigyan namin sila ng sulat sa magulang na kailangan nila magpatingin, dahil nga hindi nila makita yung blackboard, kailangan nila ng salamin or treatment kung may lazy eye. Minsan po parang hindi po yun ang concern ng magulang. Kasi syempre ang mas concern nila yung pang-araw-araw nila na kailangan
pagkain.
That's right. That's the reason why part of the program nung ginawa natin ito kasama ang Department of Health.
Yes po.
Kasi yung PhilHealth nasa Department of Health para mabigyan ng libreng
so it should be one government approach.
Yes.
Kasama.
Para
yung diet dito, intervention?
Libre.
Sasabihin kung ano dapat kainin?
Yung
sorry,
meron din naman, meron kasi tayong mga recommended diet, but more than that po, kung maiano ko na yung mga tinatawag nating nearsighted, which could be as high as 30% pag nasa high school ka na, around mga 5 to 10% nung pag sa bata pa. Yung mga nearsighted na mga bata, parang tumataas po yung grade ng mata nila. Yun po yung myopia. Pag nakikita, and ang maganda dito, yung simple solution lang. Over the last 1 or 2 decades na pag-alaman na the proper, the natural way, yung growth of our eye sa mga bata is dictated also with the exposure to natural light.
Wow.
Kaya yung recommendation ngayon worldwide is to reduce the progression of myopia or nearsightedness kasi may mga bansa kagaya ng Singapore na more than 90% na mga bata meron. Dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga nasa Metro Manila, 30%.
And
Sa probinsya, mas mababa.
The solution is just so natural, as you say.
Natural light lang.
Oh.
So we recommended to the Department of Education na dapat part of the studies programs nila 2 hours outdoor
What about
activities per day.
Okay, yung mga problema, kung sino yung mag-intervene, paano yung intervene. Have you considered also yung emotional feeling ng bata? How do you address them? Tanungin ko lang. How far have we gone, and how far must we go still so that we can at least minimize this problem of sight for our people?
Good evening, I am Floyd Brenz. This is PTV News Now, and we lead tonight with our top story. The palace clarified that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has no authority in changing the leadership of Congress. Palace Press Officer and PCO Undersecretary Claire Castro emphasized that such decisions are entirely up to the congressman themselves. This statement comes amid recent rumors that Deputy Speaker Ronaldo Puno might replace House Speaker Boji D, who has only been in office for barely 3 months. Castro reiterated that the president is not involved in these matters and is entirely up to House of Representatives to decide its leadership. She also reminded the public not to attribute congressional decisions to the president without confirmation.
Ang pagpili po kasi ng liderato ng Kongreso ay wala naman po sa kamay ng Pangulo. Kung ano po ang kanilang magiging desisyon dyan, kung ano ang kanilang pagiging pagpapatakbo dyan, hindi po yan saklaw ng Pangulo. So, nasa kanila po yan, kung ano po yung nais nilang gawin sa House of Representatives. Wala po akong nakikita at wala pong ganun.
Fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid prescribed to treat severe chronic pain, is the leading cause of overdose deaths in the United States. Some 45,000 fatalities in a 12-month period ending March this year. Hence, to stem the flow of deadly drug in the U.S., high-tech scanners are in place along U.S.-Mexico border to detect narcotic like this one in Arizona. VOA senior correspondent Caroline Presutti reports.
I was right here. I was facing this direction. Yeah. And I remember hearing your voice come up behind me.
Donnie McKillop's wife Jasmine found him here at this bus stop in Tucson, Arizona. Then they each held their breath. And the world went silent for just a moment.
I thought you were going to yell at me and scream at me.
Yeah. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
McKillop was back on fentanyl. He'd been missing for 6 months.
I turned to fentanyl because I couldn't find heroin, and it was easy to find.
Fentanyl is cheap and potent, but the high is brief, leaving the user constantly on the hunt to buy more. McKillop was paying about $1 a pill and using up to 20 a day. More than likely, McKillop's pills were smuggled through here, the Nogales-Mariposa port of entry. It's the closest U.S.-Mexico border crossing to his house. These scanners x-ray the trucks to look for drugs. Low energy beams for the cab, where the driver sits. Higher energy for the trailer and its cargo. These machines were installed at this crossing last year. Because drivers no longer have to stop and get out, the port has gone from scanning 100 trucks a day to 700.
It would look like this, like a floor.
Border officers then analyze the scan and look for something odd. VOA was given an exclusive look at the control room to see how the government discovers fentanyl.
They noticed that the floor seems a lot more dense. It looks darker in the x-ray than the previous truck did. That's an anomaly.
Each of these little squares is a packet of drugs. Now see if you can find the narcotics here. The round shadows are the cargo. It's a truck of melons. See anything out of place?
The contraband is here.
These rectangular packages on the floor of the trailer are the drugs. Passenger cars drive through regular border checks. Some are sent for a more thorough search. Others go through scanners that transmit the images to Officer Alejandro Bachiller.
They tend to load up these cars with the fentanyl pills in the doors, in the firewall, the quarter panels.
Fentanyl seizures doubled every year in the past 5 years. Customs officers here and at all the Nogales ports found 60% of that fentanyl.
Earlier this month, the Mexican government agreed to send 10,000 troops to stop the flow of migrants and illegal drugs at its border. U.S. President Donald Trump brokered the deal in exchange for delaying tariffs on Mexico. Ramirez says the street price of fentanyl is reportedly going up.
So that tells you that the demand is there, but we're hurting the supply.
Did you show him?
We didn't do it today.
McKillop suggests Americans stop stigmatizing people addicted to drugs.
Once I realized that my family was there, my family still loved me, that hope was sparked again.
And now he's hoping his days of addiction are behind him.
It feels good.
Carolyn Pursuti, VOA News, Tucson, Arizona.
And that brings us to the end of tonight's broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow. Tune in for the latest headlines. I am Floyd Brenz. Thank you for letting us be part of your evening.
Makibahagi sa pagpapalang dala ng banal na misa. Sunday Live Mass with Reverend Father Fidel Rura. Linggo, alas 9:30 na umaga. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
She would ask this, but di ko mapigilan. Tatanungin ko na. No? Okay, yung mga problema, kung sino yung mag-intervene, paano yung-intervene. Have you considered also yung emotional feeling ng bata? How do you address them? Para, it's a handicap, but it is solvable.
Yeah.
Baka naman magkakaroon na sila ng problem.
Para mapanatag sila, Manong.
Alam mo, Manong, ang ganda ng tanong mo. In fact, matagal kong pinag-isipan yan kung paano natin, because there might be a sense of discrimination. Lalo na pag-test nito nasa classroom malalaman mo kung hindi niya nababasa. Ang ginawa namin, instead na sasabihin may diferensya ang mata mo, ang label namin kung front row ka or not front row. Medyo hindi mabigat. Ibig sabihin kung hindi mo nabasa yung mga letra na yan, may reward ka na sa front row ka. So we yun ang recommendation namin, that they sit in the front row. So FR ang coding namin at saka NFR. Sa class natin, naalala ko pa nung bata pa ako, di ba, alphabetical. O kaya height.
Yes.
Di ba? Pero ito, pwedeng basta yung front row, first two rows, uupuan ng mga may tinatawag nating challenge sa paningin.
Go ahead, Manong, go ahead. Ang dami natin gusto talaga itanong kay Doc Pepe.
Gusto ko kasi yung advocacy ninyo. We're looking, the sight and the national vision, but actually, your number one resource as a nation are the people.
Yes.
If you don't attend to them, then that nation will go nowhere.
That's true.
So, ito po ay sa akin, is a national priority. Tanungin ko lang, be very honest and objective. How long has this program been in place? How far have we gone? And how far must we go still so that we can at least minimize this problem of sight for our people?
So,
yes, sir.
we started working on this around 2013. It took us 6 years. Mga 2019 when it became a law.
Okay.
Noong 2019, even before it was signed into law or wala pa yung IRR, medyo kumukuha. Kasi ang training ito at saka may kit na binibigay sa teacher. Oh, there's a vision
So
screening kit.
even the teachers po sa elementary schools can do the test?
Yes. Only the teachers
May
or
training ba sila?
yes sir, or the nurses nung school. So nagdi-distribute na kami. Yun kaya maganda yung sinasabi mo na one nation ito. So yung mga nagdo-donate ng gano'n nabibigay namin. And then finally, dahil nagka-pandemic, nagka-lag, pero nung after pandemic, may portion of the requirement na fa-fund na ng government, kaya nakaka-distribute na tayo. However, as of now, mga nasa 10 to 20% pa tayo sa reach kasi kakaumpisa lang. Ang target natin po at least by in the next 3 years, at least may isamang kit bawat school. The goal is bawat classroom meron. Kasi every pag pumasok
Dumadagdag.
every year isi-screen mo eh. So dapat may isang kit bawat classroom. Pero ang goal muna natin basta bawat school at sharing na lang para lang ma-screen mo yung mga bata at alam mo kung sino yung front row.
Alam mo, Shari, sana lahat ho lalo na yung mga policy makers, which included me long time ago, no? Makita ho nila itong, it's awesome what the doctor is saying.
Opo.
Kasi hanggang 10% pa lang.
Yes.
May 90% pa kayong pupuntan. But remember also, the children are increasing.
Yeah.
So, dilubyo ang abutin ho ninyo dito. Wala namang anti-flood control dito na, I mean, to prevent the flood from coming in. Your attitude is awesome, sir. Yung bang intervention, we'll put it on the table. Kailangan nila ng mga salamin na, etc., etc. Mayroon bang magbibigay nun?
May pondo ba for that?
May mga NGOs nagbibigay but we are working with the DOH, with PhilHealth para po lahat ng kindergarten libre. Ang budget kasi dito po mga 100 million per year para
kasi Doc, ang glasses
salamin para sa bata kasi may special lens kasi baka pa hindi nababasag. Yun yung tinatawag natin polycarbonate. Kasi kung lalagyan mo lang ng ordinary na lente, natamaan, nabasag, lalong may problema. But the good thing kung nabigyan natin siya ng eyeglasses at kung may lazy eye siya, simple lang din ang yung common cost of lazy eye. Ang lazy eye kasi pag hindi mo na treat before 7, bulag na yung mata na yun. Ano lang po yan, ang karamihan, ang most common cause, magkaiba, masyadong malayo yung grade ng right and left eye. So ang tendency for the eye, yung good eye ang ginagamit mo. So yung left eye napapag-iwanan. The treatment there is really just you patch the good eye 1 hour for every year. I mean, kung 5 years old, so mga 5 hours a day. Ipapatch mo yung good eye to force the bad eye to see clearly. Kasi ang vision natin, learning siya. Hindi siya automatic, pinanganak tayo, nakakita tayo. It is a learned component. So, as an example, yung mga bata po na may congenital cataract, may pinapanganak na ganun eh. Pag hindi po sila na-operahan within the first few days of life, kung both eyes are hindi makakita, hindi na siya makakita kasi it's a learned component. So, in this case, ang cut-off natin is before 7. Pag na-catch mo yung isang mata is lazy eye, i-cover mo lang yung good eye for few hours in a day to force the bad eye to see. And that one, pag nakakita siya with the proper eyeglasses correction, na-restore mo po yung vision.
Hanap mo ba ang mga usapang makabuluhan? Sa Straight Shot, bidang-bida ang inyong mga kwentong kakaiba. Samahan si Vina Araneta tuwing Sabado, alas 3:30 ng hapon.
Diretsahang usapan para sa bayan. Straight Shot.
Dito lang sa inyong PTV.
Kung makita lang nila yung implications ng sinasabi ho ninyo, dapat kakabahan lahat.
Tama po.
But on the other hand, dahil nga sa tulong ng lahat, I would like to know how you're going to get the private sector to get in here. Unahin ko sana yung UP alumni pero
pwede naman yun.
Pwede naman, pwede.
Madali
ganito,
natin.
ayaw kong iwanan ito but this is also related to a program na close to your heart, which is to democratize UP, in effect,
Yes.
services
Access,
and all
yeah.
that. So, is there an ongoing project na kung saan, as you democratize not only the admission but the services of UP to the population, you would actually invite hindi lang UP but all the other state colleges and universities to get involved in this. Alam mo, isa lang na project ito but it concerns the whole country. Do you have or you intend to have such a program?
Yes, ang gandang tanong yan kasi that's really actually one of the projects na inassign sa akin nung president natin ng UP in coordination with the other secretaries sa education cluster. So, Secretary of Education, Secretary ng CHED, at saka ng TESDA. Kasi ang UP po, dahil nagbibigay tayo ng UPCAT, mga 150,000 every year sa mga nag-a-apply sa UP. Balak nila po gamitin po itong UPCAT yung to be parang assessment exam
Also,
para sa mga K-12 sa yung graduating students. So pag binibigay natin ito sa August of every year, kung matutuloy po yung project na to, kukuhanin na ng lahat ng K-12 students. And then ang maganda dito is iisang exam na lang for college.
Parang
so i-check mo national, yes. So wala namang babagsak dito because it's just an assessment exam. So i-check mo, gusto mong pumasok ng UP, gusto mong pumasok ng another state university, gusto mong pumasok ng ibang private schools. And then yung mga chinek mo, bibigay namin yung results. Ang maganda nitong UPCAT kasi, we have a very, very good team sa UP. Tinitingnan nila kung ano yung curriculum ng DepEd at saka ano yung mga nakikita natin sa UP, anong kailangan ng estudyante malaman as first year. Para nabibigay natin. Ang challenge ko lang po, dahil ako po naatasang medyo ako nagko-coordinate dito is paano natin ibigay kung 2 million na. Kaya we're going to digitalize. Wow. Buti ngayon may mga softwares na tayo na pag nag-e-exam ka, alam mo, secured, tinitingnan yung face mo.
Sa board exams nga ata nagagamit yung iba dyan before.
Pag hindi ikaw ang kumukuha ng exam, magsasara po yung software. These are the refinements na ginagawa po natin para mabuo siya. Ang maganda po nito, hindi lang naman yung para alam ng university kung kukuhanin ka, appropriate ka doon sa university nila, pero makikita din natin po kung yung education niya, na-assess natin na parang working o kaya yung sa TESDA naman, may mga parameters na, baka okay sa'yo itong vocational
I will tell you, Doctor, that is the ideal and it should be there.
Yes.
But there will be some sectors who would not like that because kung hindi na sila mag-admission test sa kanilang schools, that's a big income out of that.
Bayad yun
Ayaw kong pupuntahan ho yun, no? But that is the ideal and there's no reason why it should not be the case. I remember, hindi ko nasasabihin kung kailan yun, no? But during our time, Doctor, is that talagang ang handicap ng mga galing sa labas ng Metro Manila, napakalaki. Yung mga nandito lang na magagaling na schools ko, no? Wala hong nahihirapan nyo. I don't know, but that is your problem. You will have to look for a proper solution until now. I think it's a problem.
Yes, Mano.
So, but it goes back doon sa basic na paano ka makakapag-test kung hindi ka nakakakita? Tama, mali yung chinecheck mo kasi iba yung nakikita.
Kahit alam mo sana yung sagot, Mano.
Tama.
Pero iba yung letter.
Hindi mo
Okay.
Kaya,
it's your turn. Okay.
Kaya kaya tama yun. So kumbaga parang as we develop this exam, parang may siya PWD
component,
accessibility.
Yeah.
So kung ikaw ay may problema sa pandinig, may o kaya may mga iba na nahihirapan ka doon sa pace ng exam, o kaya yung hindi mo makita doon sa screen, nakikita mo mas malalaking letters. So these are the things to adjust to the different population taking the exam.
Wow. Alam mo, Dr. Leo, mga kaibigan na mahal kong nakikinig, kung papakinggan ho natin lahat ho ng mga sinabi at sasabihin pa ng ating panoorin ngayong gabi, nagtutuon lang sa isang bagay, the number one resource of a nation. Excuse me, hindi ho yung kung ano yung iniisip natin, but it's really the people. If we don't take care of our people as early as we can, as we ought to take care of them, we will not have a good future. So, babalik ko tayo dito po sa tamang pagtingin ni Dr. Pepe Cumilla. Huwag mo kayong alis.
Home is where your health journey begins.
Huwag palampasin ang weekly health advice mula sa mga eksperto. Masasarap at masusustansyang recipe. Guided exercises to boost your fitness levels. Tips to keep our fur babies happy and healthy. At iba-ibang fun activities na perfect pang-bonding ng buong pamilya.
Ito po si Nina Corpus. Samahan niyo kami tuwing Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga para sa simula ng healthier and happier lifestyle ng buong pamilya.
Health at Home. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
This project ko ni Dr. Leo, should be hindi lang government project, but it's a one nation project. Dahil dapat mabigyan na maganda at tamang pagtingin as early as that. Kung pwede nga sana mas maaga pa, no? Pagpasok ng lahat ng kabataan, mayroon ng site screening. Ayan, tandaan ho ninyo, mayroon ng site screening. 5 years old pa lang yung bata. Dahil sa pag-aaral ni Dr. Leo, nakita ho nila, doon pa lang sa edad na 5. At sabi nga niya kanina, sa edad na 3, nakikita na yung defect ng eyesight ng ating mga kabataan. Na kung ito po ay hindi maasikaso, matugunan ng tama, magkakaroon po tayo ng problema as a nation. So, sa akin po, i-relate ko kaagad. Alam mo ni siya rito, na yung ating pagtingin, ating pagdinig, ating kalusugan is a matter of right na dapat natutugunan po, can be enforceable, at ito po ay dapat obligasyon nating lahat.